Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Motion Cup, spawning in the top left position as the blue Zerg player from Team Acer. It is Nerchio, who is up 1-0 in this best of 3 after a pretty weird game. You know, I don't know why all the games in this group have been so weird. Nerchio's whistling to music, didn't hear Nidus. Pretty funny. Solar's like, but let us see. He's like, yeah, lucky defense. Solar's like, are you 15 pool? And now Nerchio's like, yep. And Solar's like, probably gonna be like, 15 gas. Yeah, Solar's realizing how weird the build was from Nerchio. Nerchio always does weird stuff. It's like Imba. Solar's a pretty cool guy, actually. Pretty funny. And Nerchio's just like smiling. Nerchio loves to mess with the Koreans when he plays against them. That is one. If there's one thing in this world that is a constant, that is most certainly one of them. But Frost is a big map. We could, I mean, I guess Whirlwind's a really big map. When are you prepared, Baneling? I think he's maybe thinking about a possible Baneling attack. Not 100% sure. And the spawning pool starts at 15 supply for Nerchio once again. And it looks like Solar's going to hatch first. So another complementary set of builds. And it's actually going to be that 15 gas. So Nerchio's doing the same thing again. Because maybe Solar's not going to expect it. I guess that's definitely a possibility. But we'll have to see now. He's moving in with this. And what is he going to be able to do? Spawning pool is coming close to finishing. Spawning pool is on the way for Solar just now. And he can still do a very fast speed attack. There's a lot of options for Nerchio. This map is smaller than Whirlwind. That is for sure. But I do wonder what sort of mysteries could come. It's difficult to read Nerchio, so casting this is kind of like, well, I mean, he could do one of 1,000 things, but I will say that Solar does get the fast scout off, and he sees, oh, you did 15 pool into 15 gas, so at the very least, he knows that there's a potential for a very quick attack. I'm wondering if he'll take gas because of this. But that does remain to be seen. Just queens coming out for both players, guys. Like I said, if you've missed any of the previous games, basically this is the loser's match. And the winner of this match will go on to face Oz in the final match. Polt has advanced from the group. And here comes some links from Nerchio. I assume he wants to scout, but he gets caught at the ramp by Solar. Very nice for the Samsung Khan Zerg player. Just holding Nerchio away. Nerchio does slip a ling in, though. He's going to see that there's no gas once again. So he could actually try to just do... I think he could do a speedling all-in. This map's a little bit easier to block the ramp off than Whirlwind, but he could do some type of speedling all-in. He could still do a baneling all-in. There's lots of options. The world is Nerchio's oyster. But I fear Nerchio might just do the same thing he did the last game. I mean, you gotta wonder, like, what does Solar really expect? He builds the Spine Crawler. I think it's pretty smart to always build this Spine Crawler, just defensively speaking. 4 more lings are on the way for Nerchio. There's no Baneling Nest. He's still mining gas. So I feel like this is just going to be the fast lair. Or at least it could be the very fast lair. These Zerglings have to be just for a little bit of poking and harass. I'd be surprised if Nerchio just fully committed to Zerglings at this point with all the gas he has. Yeah, so it's going to be a third base. Third base, and I'm still waiting for a lair from Nerchio. Fast Evolution Chamber is kind of interesting since... I mean, what kind of +1 upgrade do you go for? It could just get very fast roach attack. A few Zerglings do run in here. He might be trying to scare him into thinking that there's an attack coming. But Solar isn't buying it. His overlords on the map kind of see everything that could possibly move out. He's watching every possible path that Zerglings could run through. So he knows exactly what's going on. And he's going to drone as well behind this. He's moving into that mid-game setup that we saw him get on the last map. And Nerchio's getting Carapace. Very fast Carapace and a Baneling Nest. No lair. Is it possible that Nerchio still does some sort of speedling all-in because the third hatchery gets scouted? I mean, he hasn't seen the third hatchery, so it makes me really wonder what he's what he's trying to pull here. A lair this late just doesn't feel necessary if you're going for a Zergling-based style. So what exactly is he going to do? He's got 8 drones coming in. Okay. This feels really weird from Nerchio. I'm honestly have no idea what he's doing. I guess the lair from Solar kind of makes things interesting in a different way. Since Solar's playing with roaches, maybe Nerchio's doing this as a counter to the lack of Mutalisks. A Mutalisk-based opening would if he had Mutalisks right now, he would wreck this because there's no lair tech, which means he can't get his own Mutas. He can't get Hydralisks. Now he's got his lair started and a Roach Warren, but it's not a huge deal anymore, I suppose. The third base timing is really good. He will need to worry about the 1-1 timing attack. The thing about what Nerchio has done is he is going to be super vulnerable to a huge Roach attack with +1 attack and +1 Carapace. So normally Roaches will 2-shot Zerglings with the +1 attack. So that's where the Carapace comes in for Nerchio. It makes those Zerglings much better. And he's just streaming them across the map now. I think his goal is to just overwhelm the Roaches with pure Ling by having the defensive upgrade that makes them hard to kill. He's getting on top of the Queens as well. Taking some serious damage. The transfuses on Solar's Queens is very nice. He's going to catch them in the back here. The Banelings are looking for, I guess, anything to detonate on. Softening up some of those Roaches. He's looking to deny the third base once again, but how much damage is Nerchio going to do with this? These Zerglings are actually going to town a little bit. The Roach is having a hard time picking them off as easily as he might have liked, but he is getting on top of this third. If he cancels the third, that's a really big win for Nerchio, but Solar holding on to it can't really feel too bad because Solar has the definite tech advantage the longer this game goes on. Nerchio's going to try to get the wraparound on these Roaches, but there's so much here from Solar. I'd be shocked if Nerchio was able to kill all of it off. He is continuing to dig through, but most of his Zerglings are dead. He's pulling back his units, continuing to just spam out these links. He has the Roach speed and the missile attacks on the way behind this. But there's more drones on the map now for Solar. Solar's mining off of that third base more. Nerchio cranked out a few extra drones, but it's not anything super serious. What exactly does he do? These Overseers can actually come in and contaminate hatcheries to limit the production. Is he going to get the contaminate? Oh, no, just 2 changelings. I almost disagree with this, but the Zerglings run inside of the third base. He's trying to pick off the drones rather than the Roaches, but still no luck for the Acer Zerg player. Worker counts are still pretty similar, but Solar does have that, well, Solar has that slight lead, and that's really, in the end of it, just going to come down to having a huge impact on the game. But let's see, these Zerglings are going to run into the natural. Nerchio's trying to make something happen. This is very nice. Gets a few drones here, and this is kind of what he needs. Just try to even out the drone count as much as possible. The Roaches are being pulled back. He's going to split off into the main base. See if there's anything else to grab here. We'll get at least another drone. Very, very nice. A few more, actually. So Nerchio's really trying to get his money worth out of Zerglings. Now I think he's starting to get himself into a bit of a more comfortable, good position. Solar, he's lost 9 drones, but he still has the lead. Nerchio is starting to move back into drones himself, though. And we have to consider that while Nerchio's made his own switch into Roaches, Solar has the +1/1. Nerchio has 1/1, but his +2 is much later. His +2 attack is behind. And we also have to consider that aside from the +2 attack, his, I love this. Nice use of Contaminate. Delay the hatchery production for 30 seconds. But he's also going to have the +2 so much faster. Burrow is now on the way for Solar. So his Roaches are going to be a little bit hardier. And Solar is just ahead in supply. Solar is in a good spot. Solar's got to be feeling good about himself in this situation. The Hydralist then is coming out from Nerchio. This, I feel, this could be Nerchio's ace in the hole. If he gets, like, I think 10, 15 Hydralisks, he's going to have so much more firepower than just pure Roach with how fast the Hydras attack. But the real question is, will that even become a part of this game? Or is he going to die right now? The huge Roach push coming in from Solar is moving out towards Nerchio's base. Nerchio has his Roaches split off. He's got a bit of a concave setup, and he's going to go for it. There are a lot of Roaches here for Solar, but Nerchio is going to give it his best shot. And this upgrade advantage for Solar really helping him out. Solar taking this, he's had the supply lead, but he is just solidifying this. There's so much more on the field here for the Samsung Konzerg player. The hatchery production being delayed hurts Nerchio as well. And he is just pressing in. The reinforcements for Nerchio are doing what they can, but there's too much here. GG Solar takes game number 2.